All right.
Hey,
We're back.
check that out.
We're back. Tonight we got a great guest for you. This is episode 240.
240?
It's 240, dude.
No, it's 8 o'clock. Wait a minute.
It's 240.
That's not 420. It's 240.
We have the guest that has made more appearances than any other guest on the show this evening.
Yep.
And he has more aliases than any other person we've had on the show, too. So you might know him as Peter Gene Hernandez, Nick Michael, a.k.a. the T.O., or you might know him by his real name. We'll just call him Nick this evening. He's the powerhouse behind the J&R Bicycle National Team. He's also the owner of Power Effects BMX Team and the track operator. And if you don't know this already, I urge you to go follow his social media, because he is one of the most entertaining voices in BMX social media. He has the game, and he brings it. How this man has still lived to see another day after the horn pranks he plays on his wife always surprises me. It's going to be a good show this evening. We want to thank you guys for tuning in. You can catch us each and every week now, again, 8 o'clock on YouTube, Twitch, and your other social media outlets. We're coming to you live from the Ethan Clark Studios here in the busy metropolis of Heartland, Michigan, brought to you by the good folks over at Motor City Harley-Davidson in Farmington Hills. They had a $250,000 Harley-Davidson there the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Brand new one or an
It's
old
all carbon
vintage?
fiber. They only made it. Do you remember, Melissa, how many they made?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, Nick was telling us it's
Involved in-
only a few, like, they only made like
few of
200 of them or something. It's $250,000 Harley. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
That'd be cool to see.
Yeah, he's got pictures. He was on it.
All right.
Chris and I are at the Getaware news desk, warming it back up here. And we do have news for you. So if you guys have been
News
following
flash.
along, it's been happening. We've been doing it. We're on the second stop of the Fast AF Flat Pedal Series, the AF standing for After 46.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the After 46. We couldn't use AARP because that's copyright.
That's true.
So.
Yeah.
But it's been going down. It's been going good. At our first stop, we had 19 guys show up and race, and nobody blew any hips out or knees.
No.
There's a lot of biofreeze, aspirin, and ibuprofen being handed around before and after the race. I want to thank you guys for coming out for the first stop, and we want to thank our sponsors with that. Our big flagship sponsors, Gate 9, and our good friends BMX Rocks over there, and ourselves, All Things BMX. Next stop coming up quicker than it's fast.
What is it? The 14th, right, of June.
Yeah.
A week from Saturday. We'll be at Waterford Oaks.
Yep. It'll be a
Get
good
out there.
time.
Hey, I'm tied for 9th place in overall.
In the series?
Yeah.
No.
Good for you.
I think I'm in.
Yeah, because there's like 10 of us that are.
We want to thank Marysville and the crew there at Marysville for stepping up and being our first stop and putting in a ton of stuff for the swag bags. Thank you guys. The series is growing. If it's not too late for you guys to join in, if you want to be a sponsor, you guys
jump in there.
It's cheap, man. It's like $50, $100, whatever you want to give in, man. We'll take it. We put that money to the year-end pot, and a bunch of old dudes are going to get paid out. And the pot itself keeps growing thanks to our friend over at Dye Job Apparel. So every Only Flat shirt that we sell that Chris is modeling this evening.
Hey, if you're an Only Flats fan.
There you go. They kick in a percentage, well, actually just a flat fee. So for every shirt that we sell, if you buy it from him through his website or his Facebook place, or you buy it at the track, $5 of the sale goes there, and $5 goes to the Carson Memorial Race. Right now we've got over $100 just from T-shirt sales in for the year-end payout for these guys. You guys, so
thank you everybody who's bought one, and hey, this is what all the cool kids are wearing.
Yeah, well, that's what we're telling people.
Yeah, I gotta get me one of those, dude.
We'll get it.
We'll take care of it.
When we get
I
done.
gotta get one.
When we're done, we get the size. I got some here at the house we can get out to you.
Yeah.
And without sponsors and support, our show doesn't happen. So we want to thank those people. We want to thank our friends at Krupp and Carter, the official BMX brand. They're out of Nick State down there in Florida, made by BMXers for BMXers. Their aim is to be the first big brand BMX apparel in the malls, which I think they're well on their way. And we've got some news coming up here in a little while about Krupp and Carter. So they got some big things
got some stuff happening.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we also have On Two Wheels BMX. Make sure you check them out at the next national you stop in. The bright orange tents, and tell them the ATB crew sent you, please.
And then we like to shout out the Hack Shack. It's your full-service mobile bike shop over there in California. The Hack Shack makes one of the best sprint stands on the market. Along with the sprint stands, they are the home of the straight hackin' side hacks, where they build custom side hacks to fit most bikes from 16-inch to 29-inch wheels. Hit up Mike Melvin now to have him make your dream side hack a reality, although it's probably a little too late to have it at Dirty Fest.
Yeah, 'cause they're all out there.
But there's next year.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Frogtown.
Hey, be at the front of the line.
There you go.
Right on. All right, we also have Wrenchman Wheel Build. If you're looking for a custom set of wheels, you want to pick out your hubs, your rims, spokes, all that stuff, get a hold of Gavin Wrenchman over there. He will take care of you. Tell him the ATB crew sent you. If you use our discount code, they'll give you a free high five.
And we mentioned this before, Dye Job Apparel. And I got some news about Dye Job Apparel coming up here in a second, too. But if you guys are looking to represent your brand, your team, your business, even if it's outside of BMX with some custom apparel, it doesn't matter. Do you see the foam fingers they were sharing for
for the
Manzanita? Yeah, he made those. When it comes to showcasing your identity, whether it's for your team, your brand, your company, your business, the right apparel makes all the difference. Dye Job Apparel makes that process effortless. Hit up Sean. He can make something really custom and make it very unique and make you stand out. Contact him today to make your vision a reality.
Yeah, and then we also have DB Sports World. They are upstate New York's premier BMX shop. They can take care of any of your BMX needs. They sell complete bikes. They do service. They sell it, parts, accessories, the whole deal. Get a hold of DB Sports World.
Yeah, and all the links for our partners and sponsors can be found in the show notes. So if you wanted to check any of them out, you can just scroll to the bottom, and their links will be there.
So, big news.
You ready for this?
I am ready.
Is Nick ready for this?
So, Dye Job Apparel is now the sponsor who is bringing you our guest each and every week. So, elevate your look, empower your brand, Dye Job Apparel. Contact Dye Job Apparel through their Facebook page at Dye Job Apparel.
There we go.
The show's chat is sponsored once again by BMX Rocks Photography. And BMX Rocks Photography chat question for tonight, which I don't think anybody's going to think real hard on this, but the question is, will Josh Jolly win the USA BMX Elite Men's class this year?
What do you think? What do you think?
I think he's going to give him a pretty good run.
What do you think, Nick? You think Josh Jolly can win it?
Hey, Jill.
Hi, Jill.
Hey.
I think that right now he's probably would be the 1 seed. Surefire bet right now, especially on a Grants track. It's a little bit smaller. The hill is smaller, and he's got a super fast gate, probably one of the quickest gates in the game right now. So all that plays into a factor on a smaller track, like Rand's in a smaller hill. So he's gonna be there, for sure when it's all said and done. I mean, he's gonna be a factor in the end. I mean, I'd put my money on him.
Yeah,
Sure.
I got him. He's my pick. After watching him at Crankworks, if he stays in BMX for the rest of the season, he's got it. He dominated at Crankworks, man.
Yeah.
Melissa, is he your pick?
I have no opinion. Sorry. I don't even know who that is. I think I watched him race one moto, and you pointed him out. So sure, I wish him the best.
There you go. Right. Okay. Well, let's welcome in Nick now officially. Welcome to the show, Nick. Great to have you back with us. Like Justin said at the beginning, you are our number one repeated guest. You have more appearances than anyone else has ever had on our show, and we appreciate you doing that.
I appreciate you guys having me, from sometimes guest appearances to just being on the show or hosting the show.
Right.
It's always a pleasure. I love talking BMX with everybody and you guys.
Cool. All right. So, do you have anything new happening?
Anything new happening?
Yeah.
Well, in my in life in general or in BMX, both.
All the above. All the above.
Right.
We right now this year we've been doing futures races with Avery, which has
Okay.
been a lot different. She's kind of on that pace to do her next step or future within the sport, which I guess, it being
Mhm.
titled futures makes sense. But
Yeah.
so that's been interesting watching her race and setting up the race day schedule for not just amateur racing, but timing it out and being on a schedule at races for, at these pro races to make sure
Uh-huh.
sometimes she's racing back to back. So it's been interesting so far since they've started doing that, to start the season. We didn't know that was going to happen until what, like 2 weeks before Rock Hill. And
Uh-huh.
usually I like pride myself on being kind of in the know, but I had no
Right.
idea. And
Ca-
so that
For
kind of threw us
Mhm.
for a little, you know,
Yeah, threw
I
you
don't
off a
know.
little
It
bit.
was it was just weird to get that in
So,
such a short amount of time.
so for folks that don't know, can you give us like a quickie explanation of what futures is?
The best way that I can describe it for people is it's basically a pro, like back in the day. It's junior pro racing. It's a pointed class,
Okay.
and they give out, there's money just like for pro racing, and it's from ages 14 to I think 29, if I'm not mistaken, in the juniors,
Hmm.
which is
Right.
kind of weird. That might be one of the only things that I don't like about it. um, I like so far everything about it, but if you call it futures and you have someone in their late 20s racing in the race, I mean, that's not, and they're racing against somebody who's, 15, 16 years old trying to make a name for themselves. I don't really
Y-
understand what they're racing that race for. They're not really
Yeah, that's kind
a
of a
future anything. I'm not trying to be mean. I mean, I'm just being, I probably would have capped it at like what seems to be right now, even with UCI, like 23 years old. Once you get to that age,
Mhm.
if you don't really know or you don't have your goals set or a plan within the sport, I would say that, and you're racing that race,
Yeah.
doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, that does seem like a pretty wide age range they have that open
Yeah,
to. Yeah.
yeah. Now it's being dominated by a lot of the younger. Sorry, I almost dropped my phone. It's being dominated right now by a lot of the younger kids, which is what it sounds like it was made for to begin with, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
called it. They didn't call it A Pro or Junior Pro. They called it Futures. So it's being dominated by the futures of the sport right now, which is awesome to see, especially in the girls' class.
Yeah.
But in the boys' class, there's a lot of amazing riders in there, putting up huge numbers. So it seems like it's doing what it was designed to do, right? Making
Right.
it more exciting for up and coming riders, trying to maybe getting a gauge for where they're at within the sport and how they size up against other
Yeah.
competition when they're ready to go and move on to some of this other stuff. So
Almost kind of like minor league baseball. It's like
yeah,
that
yeah,
stepping
yeah.
stone to the pros.
Is it?
And the good thing about it that I really like, that I've discussed with her and that she's going to take advantage of next year. Like I said, it's a pointed class that,
Mhm. That was my
there's a
question.
competition structure to it. So, for my daughter, for Avery next year, she's not going to race the amateur class. She's not going to race the 17-20 women class. She's going to race futures only. It's a lot
Oh,
for them right now to race. A
okay.
lot of the times in the beginning of the day, usually for her, maybe she'll race, her first round, she'll transfer out, and then she doesn't race for a few hours. She's racing the futures class whenever that comes up, but at the pro races, that's backloaded at the end of the day, which is also when semis and quarters and all that stuff is. So for a lot of these younger kids, because they're following the pro schedule, they're racing back to back to back, literally, and
Oh,
class and futures going back and forth.
Right.
She's
Yeah.
trying to figure out if this is really live. Like,
Oh no,
how
it's
this
really
Yeah.
live.
Yeah,
My son's girlfriend.
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, no, we're live.
Yeah. Just go to
So next year, because it's a pointed class, and it's got everything that she wants to do for herself within the sport, that she's not going to race the 1720 amateur class next year. She's going to just race futures.
Okay. That was one of my questions was, is she running class also? So yeah, she is right now.
She is right now, and again, that's because we didn't have that planned out at the beginning of the year. We didn't know that this was happening. We didn't know it was coming. And then for the team as well, I mean, she races in the 15-16 girl expert class, which is for team-wise.
Right.
Our team, that's a huge class. And
sure.
so she greatly helps with the team competition there. So right now she's doing both. And, at racing to staying with nutrition and hydration and making sure that she's not cramping, and even the boys too, because a lot of times the male experts sometimes at the bigger races she'll have quarters, always semis, but the boys will have quarters, semis, and they're racing quarters and semis, or semis and futures as well. So like I said, they're going for
Oh,
some of
wow.
our teenage boys on the team. They're going back to back to back.
Jeez.
So taking care of them that way too, it's tough.
Sure.
Is the futures class anything that helps team sheets?
It does not. We tried to get that in there. I don't,
Right.
and to be honest, I don't really know why they're treating it like a pro race.
Mm-hmm.
They're racing it with the pros. I don't know why they won't let us. I tried to convince Jen just to let us write that name in there in the pro spot on the team sheet, but they said no. So maybe next year we'll see. But as of right now, no,
Okay.
which sucks.
Yeah, well, hopefully they get it changed, because I feel there could be a lot of kids like your daughter that makes the move just to that class. And sponsorship-wise, if that class is pointed for team sheets, that would be a good ride before making the full jump. Like, I'm going to do a season like your daughter's going to, and it could help a team out that might help them out also.
I 100% agree with that. So back in the day when I first started, the pros were on the team sheet. You got extra bonus points for them if they made it to their quarter or their semi, and as they were moving on. A pro rider was worth a lot of points on a team sheet, and then they stopped doing that. So pros right now on a team sheet have the same point category as a girl expert, which is 5 more points. It's like having an extra rack of riders for our team sheet. And but in my opinion, when they did that, I don't know if it's unintended consequence, and not realizing that if I run a team and the team sheet's important to me, that having those riders who maybe as a pro only make the semi, or maybe they're an eighth in the main type rider right now in their pro career, but if that means something to me on my team sheet, like, I might be more willing or apt to give them sponsorship because it benefits me in some way. But now that it doesn't, it's not a significant benefit. We've really kind of, from a team aspect, really taken that away.
Yeah.
Makes sense, really. I mean,
Yeah.
Good or bad, it makes sense.
You feel this is going to grow, the futures class?
Oh, absolutely. Especially if a lot of the riders or the younger riders treat it like we're going to treat it next year. I can only see it benefiting them and it getting bigger, for sure.
I know for me, it's probably almost as fun to watch than any of the elite pros.
Oh, yeah.
I was the
I
gap,
mean-
the gap in the age, and then the
Yeah.
fact, like, you probably know more people, like, personally. So I know when we were watching, when Avery was racing, like, we were making sure we weren't missing it. Where, if it wasn't on there, we might. But we were making sure we were tuning in.
Yeah, and the futures class too, it gives you a chance to watch these riders. You're watching the Chris Felkers racing against the Matty Wirtz and the Sean Day, and they don't get, obviously because they're different ages, they're not racing each other in the amateur class, but now they're all being put into this future classes racing against each other. And I mean, the racing for that is fantastic. Evan Esposito, all of these riders competing against each other. It's fun.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, let me check the chat if there's anything else in there, and we can jump to the other topics
to
we got
something
here,
else.
because we've got a lot. That's why we have you on, because we talk about the stuff.
There's all kinds of stuff going on,
yeah,
man. All
where-
kinds of stuff.
Where do you want? Which one do you want to go to next?
I don't know. Hit me.
Well, you've got on the list. We've got. I kind of want this one, the Sarasota Junior program, because I don't. What's this one? What's that?
Not familiar with that.
So, for my own selfish reasons, right? Like we've talked already a little bit about my daughter and the junior racing and the pros and the futures of the sport. And she's got to this point where, going down the big hill, especially for the girls, is a big thing. And there really is not a lot of training for it across the spectrum in BMX. We have Rock Hill and Sarasota and Oldsmar, and I knew that my daughter wants to race juniors. And a lot of the conversation from that means going off the big hill, right? So
Okay, so the juniors go off the elite hill.
right.
Okay.
And same thing with the futures. Whatever the pros are racing
The futures
that
do?
weekend, that's what the futures are racing. So when you're in your Rock Hill, you're going off the big hill. When you're in Derby, you're going off the big hill. If the pro race is at a small track, then you're racing the smaller hill. But so whatever the pros are racing.
Okay.
Well, the girls within the sport, I mean, just look at the numbers, whether it's U23, juniors, pros, it drops off significantly. And a lot of that has to do with that Supercross hill. The girls in general, they're just not as good as the jumpers as the boys are. It takes a lot more from them. Not everybody's a Mackenzie Gayhart or a Carly Kane, who are just phenomenal jumpers, right? They're kind of like the anomaly in the girls class. But the rest of them, it takes a lot of work, and there's just no training for them for that, even though we have some of these bigger hills. So I got in touch with Irma Miller at Sarasota, and I told her, I said, hey, I know back in the day you guys had this basically this bridge that was built to go over the gap that you have at the bottom of the hill. And I would love to see that put back.
Okay.
And what can we do to start generating maybe some sort of junior program, at the track? And they used to do a flight school there and all of that. So
Yeah.
Right.
Irma went to Sarasota County and she got it approved. And she got Damian Lacombe to go out there and be the coach for this junior development program and it's for boys and girls. It's not just for girls. It's for anybody that has aspirations, to move on within the sport and face that big hill challenge.
Yeah.
So it's been going on for a few months now. It's on Saturday mornings up at Sarasota. I really like.
Uh-oh.
Oh, did we lose him?
Did he lock up? Nick, can you say that again?
Yeah, I'm here.
It locked up on us. Your internet.
Me?
That's what it's telling me right there. Yeah. You good now?
I'm here.
Okay.
All right. So you were saying you really like the program they're putting together up at Sarasota?
Yeah, it's, am I fuzzy? I feel like I'm fuzzy.
Yeah, it's cutting. Your end's cutting in and out a little bit, but there's a little lag on it. Like now you're
Tell
good.
all your family
Weird.
to get offline.
Yeah.
Tell them to quit sharing the Wi-Fi.
Is that better? I actually turned off my Wi-Fi now.
Yeah, actually, it is coming through better.
Okay. So yeah,
We're
it's
live,
kind of,
people.
It's only all right. It's only been going on a couple months up there. It's kind of in its infancy. hopefully it gains some more traction and gets better. But
There you go. You're good.
You seem to be all right.
Hang
is
on.
that me?
Yeah.
Everyone's off the Wi-Fi.
I was kidding, but
Let me do this.
maybe we all should get off our
No,
Wi-Fi.
girl, I made sure everyone shut their shit off.
You're hilarious.
I don't know.
Thank you, Jill.
Producer Jill.
Right. Right.
There we go.
Oh, let's show Teddy.
Oh, hi, Teddy.
Oh, there. Oh,
No.
Oh, he's so cute.
no.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh,
Teddy Roosevelt.
love it.
Yeah,
That's great.
He's adorbs.
Teddy Roosevelt.
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 Perfect. Awesome.
He is. He's a piece of work.
Oh, I bet. They're always fun.
How long did
I
the
think-
process take for them to get the whole approval for the bridge and all that there at Sarasota?
A few months.
Okay.
I mean, just like any
I was just curious.
Parks and Rec, I guess. The process of going through takes
Sure.
a little bit, but
Yeah. Because they had that there a few years ago when I was there. It's
Yeah, I feel like
They
if
did.
You went on the, I don't know, the one side of the ramp, you ended up going
Right.
across that little bridge thing. There's more of a thing if you didn't make the jump, you didn't case it. You ended up landing on there.
right.
And what's the I guess enrollment attendance? What's it been like?
There's only been a few. Even with Avery, we've only been there a few times, but that's because the beginning of the year with national racing is really loaded, along with the Florida State Series, and so being able to go up there on a Saturday morning, if I'm not working, has been tough. Brady's taken her up there a couple of times. My older son, he's taken her so she can go and practice. But here over the summer and then going into the fall, we'll be up there a lot more. So I'm trying to work my schedule around being able, to take her up there and put her on that big hill as much as possible.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah.
Alice just chimed in the chat. If you know, let us know how the attendance has been going and the participation. You brought up something, and actually a couple people brought it up in the chat. So did you have anything else on the junior program?
There in Sarasota or just overall?
In Sarasota, sorry.
So no, that's pretty much it. The junior program, like I said, it's run by Damian Lacone, which when we had gone up there in meeting him, at the time we didn't have a coach. I had just been coaching Avery for probably the past year, maybe a little bit less, and in meeting him, he's done wonders for her. Not just on the track, but off the track mentality, with her mental game. He's been a godsend. He's fantastic. And,
That's awesome.
So we hired him on. He's now her coach, and they message each other all the time and at races and sending him video and all the above. He's been really good for her. So
Great. All right.
And a sweet accent never hurt.
yeah, right.
Just saying.
I wondered how she was gonna feel. I mean, she's a girl and a teenager. She's picky, right? So I wondered how that was gonna play into it. But man, from the first time that they met on the track, he kicked me off the track.
I
which is
remember
great.
you sharing that one evening.
Yeah, it was
Right.
awesome.
Like,
I got
nope,
to go
Dad,
and just
don't
sit
need
and
ya.
be a dad.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Which it was good for her though, because she'll use me as a crutch, right? I've been there with her on and off the
Yeah.
track with her, since she's just started BMX and being her team manager and all that. She just,
Yeah.
I didn't want her to keep using me as a crutch. That's why
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
good.
it's been good. So yeah, it was great. He kicked me right off the track. He's like, "Go sit in the bleachers." I'm like, "Hey, you don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah.
That's fine."
Dad roll, here
Right.
I come.
Factory dad to
Yeah.
the bleachers. There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
Well, you had Ryan Baumgartner bringing up the Bangin' Bars series, and you had mentioned
It's
that.
back.
Hey,
All right.
Oh, I didn't know it went anywhere. That's good.
didn't you take? Was it a year?
Well, we took a year off.
Okay. Okay.
We didn't do it last year.
Nothing wrong with
I just
that.
had a lot going on,
All right.
and
So
the
what
way
is?
our scheduling had. What's that?
Go ahead. Your schedule is not working out.
Yeah, the schedule last year just didn't really match up with state racing and after grands and everything, so we didn't end up doing it last year. But this year it's going to work out, so we're going to do it again.
Great. So what is the?
If
Bangin'
I had a
Bars?
nickel for every time somebody asked me when we were doing Bangin' Bars again.
Well, that means it was a success.
So Bangin' Bars started with, at the time when we came up with it, it was myself, the Naples track operator at the time, and Triple Creek track operator at the time. We were looking for a fun way to get our three tracks involved and all of the riders involved in like a mini series. We were kind of in a transition between the Florida State Series and the SSA. And at the time, there just kind of seemed to be a lot of division. And we were like, well, what can we do? So we came up with this. At the time, it was only three tracks, a 3-track series, 3 tracks in 3 days, to now where it's grown to 4 tracks in 3 days, where the incentive is if you as a rider race all 4 of the races, regardless of your finish, that you get the prize for the year. The first year, I think we did a hoodie, and then we've done a blanket. We've done so just all kinds of really cool awards. But what I told the track operators, and when I continue to tell them that with Bangin' Bars, is you have to go into it with the mentality that we're not here to make money.
Mm-hmm.
The idea behind it is for everybody just to have a badass weekend and have fun and enjoy themselves. No points, no none of that. Nobody's going to lose money. We've never lost money. Everybody always does make money. Each track does. But that's not the goal. That's not the incentive. Like, as long as we're not in the red, that's all I care about from a track perspective.
Okay.
And we've blossomed that into, we added a pro-am to it. The last time we did our program, the purse was $10,000. So every year it would go up and up. So 2 years ago, the last time we had this race, it was a $10,000 purse.
Wow.
And we're going to try and do that
Great.
again this year in December. So
Oh.
it's in December. The weekend of, I want to say December 11th, 12th, whatever that weekend is.
All right.
Whatever that weekend
Sounds
is.
like I know where I'm spending
So,
my
and then this
birthday.
year, yeah, look that up, babe. Write it down. Look, Chris, somebody, I don't know. what that
I'm
weekend
doing
is.
it. I got it.
12th
There you
would
go,
be the
bro.
Friday.
Okay.
Okay, so
12,
there you
13, and 14.
Yep.
So the 12th is going to be at Naples BMX on that Friday night. The 13th this year, we will go to Triple Creek in the morning on Saturday. On Saturday night, we'll leave Triple Creek and go to Sarasota BMX,
You got
which
different
this is the first time Sarasota has joined in on the Bangin' Bars. And then we will finish on Sunday morning at Cape Coral.
All right. I just
Okay,
looked up.
so-
The last one you did, I was at in 2023.
Boom.
I did that one with you guys,
All right.
and then left.
Nice.
Then left the award.
And left the award.
That's it. It was a
Yeah, because it was a mug or
it
a
was
thermos.
a thermos. It was a really nice one.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
was at Tampa the following weekend, and set it on the hood and backed up and
And fell,
Just left it
it there, and it's
I was like,
Oh, it's gone. You don't have that?
no,
it's on the side of the road
it's-
somewhere.
It's somewhere by Tampa to the airport because I dropped Alicia off and then I had it out, sitting there. I was using it and left. And I'm like, dang it. I kept it a week.
I am going
was
to
bummed.
send you. I'm going to send. Now it won't be banging bars, but I have that exact. I'll send you a Cape Coral BMX
there you go.
thermos.
Then I'll send you an only flat shirt.
There you go.
All right, that's a fair trade.
There.
Yeah, I just
Absolutely.
deal.
Oh yeah, here's the banging bars thermos.
There it
that
is.
We did one here.
That's the one I left right there because
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the
those are nice.
that's
Oh,
the
might be yours.
It might be.
that's
And
the
that one looks a little beat up. That
No.
looks like the one you
Ooh.
This
found
this
it on
one
the side of the
is
road.
Avery's.
Oh
That's
yeah,
cool.
it's got a custom
Yep.
World
That's
6
Avery's.
World 6
Yep.
on there.
Oh, right here. See that? There's a little. Turn it, babe. Turn it. Right there. The little gate 9 plug right there. A little custom gate 9 sticker.
Ah, very nice.
That is cool.
They make the J&R team plates for us, man.
Love
Yep.
it.
Shout out to Gate 9.
See, that's the hoodie, Melissa. You got right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can go get the blanket too.
Oh yeah, we got them all, man. We got it all.
Hold
Yeah.
on, please hold.
Ryan.
All the
Ryan,
merch.
Ryan Baumgartner says he's sitting on his blanket right now.
There you go.
Oh, is he? That's
Yeah.
awesome. I don't know. We haven't decided yet. Our 4 tracks. Obviously, a lot now that the state series is over, we're gonna put in a bunch of work into banging bars. We haven't agreed on or what the banging bars award is going to be this year. But no matter what, it'll be something awesome. I mean,
Oh,
the
yeah.
prize is the coolest thing at the end, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you still had, if I remember right, we had like a something to put the finishes on. Then you got that award.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow, that was
Hey, there we go.
that was a 21. That was the first $10,000 pot you had.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to need to know what the prize is in order to really plan. So,
Yeah, for
just
sure, right?
on the DL,
Is it
tell us
worth it?
later on,
Hey,
you know.
It's warm weather in December.
Yeah, but airfare is atrocious.
Oh,
So,
especially
It
that
is.
time of year.
It is.
Yeah. But
we got some incentivizing to do.
right. So are the
Mhm.
oh, you said you don't have all the tracks lined up yet.
Yeah, no, he named them all off. It's
Oh, I thought you
Sarasota,
did.
Triple Creek.
So we have the tracks lined up. We just haven't agreed on what the prize will be.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
We
I
don't know
misunderstood.
yet. We haven't decided.
So are
But
all
no matter what, dude, it'll be something badass. Bro.
Oh, I
No
believe
matter-
it. I believe
No
it.
matter
sure.
what it is,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey,
100%.
if you have something to do with it, we know it's going to be cool.
That's right.
Was it? It was
Maybe a beach towel or a backpack or something. I don't know, something good.
Cool.
A good one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. You had like a plaque, right? That we put the finishes on as the day went.
You get that too. So if you podium
That was it. You had the podium to
at
get
one
that.
of the races, you get the plaque, and then you get to put the sticker of your finishes. You have to podium to get that, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter when it is. So let's say you went down to Naples on Friday night, didn't get on the podium. Then you go to Triple Creek the next morning, you do get on the podium. Now you get the plaque, and then you can put your sticker finishes for all of the races on it.
There's
Oh, okay. That
So
makes
you're
sense.
just going to make one podium to get the plaque.
there's one hanging in the garage.
Okay.
from
Yeah,
when
I
I was-
I
yeah.
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
cool. We did that for the Michigan
That's
State
where we got the
Series
idea.
a few years ago. Yeah.
And then
Yep.
we did the remember the I-69 triple challenge.
Yep.
That's where actually Nick helped us with that. I
Oh,
saw
putting
him
that
doing
together.
that. Yeah, and I reached out to him and he told me how to get it all going.
See, that's cool.
Yeah,
Tracks helping tracks.
That's right.
that was it.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's exciting. You guys got it back, and that's not a bad weekend. It's Melissa's birthday, so if we could justify that.
Yeah, everybody just kept asking. They're
you
like,
wanna
when
tr-
are we doing
wait,
bang
you
and
wanna
bars?
try
When
that
are we
again?
doing
The
bang?
next weekend is sorry, but it's close. It's close.
It
Ah,
could
same
be
difference.
it could be for my birthday
Yeah, there
because
we
we're
go.
not going
Well-
on the Mighty Most cruise, and that's the end of that
I
weekend.
was going to say, so you can race the weekend and then have a few more days and enjoy a little sunshine. And
It's quite possible.
There you go.
All
I
things
don't
are
know how
possible.
I mean,
warm it is.
between Grands and Christmas, everything is really just a blur.
Yeah, I cannot go to Florida and only do BMX, so we would have to.
Shoot,
That's
we
fair.
gotta
There's
find out.
probably some skate parks and pump tracks we could check out.
Bye,
Oh,
Felicia.
there's a new one in Okehili, man.
Yeah,
They just
well,
built
no.
a nice, beautiful pump track there.
Jill will take me shopping.
There you go.
When
Sure.
did we say this started? The 12th of December?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it in notes.
Yep.
How was the now? Some people that are tuned in right now probably didn't tune into the mixed open show, but you were on. And How'd the rap go with the Florida State series this year?
Man, it was a killer state series. Um, a lot of the motos have been dropping, and all across the country, national races were not in the Florida State series. And
That's adorable.
our shit is
Not
dude,
here.
I think we had like
It's
we had like 30, I think, or 30 something 5-year-old novices. Like, it's wild.
Wow.
yeah.
It's wild.
That's one of the biggest classes, isn't it? That 5 and under.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's like that though because it's incentivized for all of those people and those riders, those families to come out, right? The fact that you're going to get a plate no matter what at the end of the year, you're going to get that trophy at our award ceremony. It's really, it incentivizes them to be a part of the series, and not only that, right? Like, everybody else at all the local tracks is doing it, so everybody wants to be a part of it. But
Sure.
having those awards at the end of the year, and it really gives them something, like I said, that incentive to do it. Where right now in the national scene, if you take a look, a lot of the expert classes are really staying the same size. There might be a little drop, but those are still the bigger classes. The novices and intermediates that were showing up to national racing within the past couple of years have really disappeared. They've kind of been pushed out. And quite honestly, I'm not mad at that, as a national team manager and going to these races. I like it. I didn't like the one year when we went to Nashville and everybody made a big deal about the fact it was like 420 motos. Yeah, that sounds cool, right? But it's really not. Like, go to that race and you're there on Friday night until 1:00. And, we went to bed, I think at that race at 1:00 in the morning, and we had to be back at the track at 7:30,
Yeah.
8:00. Like, that wasn't fun
That was the year we drove down
at
there.
all. And as a matter of fact, I remember saying, because that was the last time they did it without doing the separate racing at the 2 different locations, one out west and one in Nashville. And I had said to Jill, I said, I don't care what the rider count is. I'm never fucking going to this race again. Like, there's no way. I'm not. I was exhausted at the end of that weekend. I wanted no part of it.
Well, you remember the
Right.
year we were at Rock Hill, and they had that it doubled
Yeah.
up the world qualifier, and that was the same thing. It was
Yep.
like 400 motos, and I remember like we were leaving, and I think I saw you guys packing up too, and it was midnight, 1:00 in the morning. They were still running races, and it was
Right.
one of the times I wasn't upset I got motoed. I'm like,
And it might be an unpopular opinion for some or whatever, but when I think of national racing, I don't think of novice and intermediate. I think of, like, in the pecking order, right? You have local, state, you have regional racing with Gold Cup, and then you get to like national racing. I know I see it on No Holds Barred all the time where people debate it. I don't think that there should be broken up. It should just be done by age at a national race. I mean,
Like,
that's just my opinion.
isn't that UCI's that way? It's just
Yeah, UCI's that way.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't foresee USA BMX ever doing that, but
Yeah.
I mean, I guess anything's possible.
Yeah. The other thing a lot of people say is they shouldn't have novices at nationals.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
It's
a
just,
national racing. It's a national racing competition.
And
It's
I thought that too until I heard from one of the vendors that he made a great point was then who
sure. I get it. They spend the money.
who am I going to sell to? And I never had thought of that.
that's true.
And
See,
because like you and I don't,
there's two sides.
And Nick and probably the kids that race on his team, they're not buying a bunch of stuff at nationals. They're buying stuff they need that maybe broke that they didn't pack. But like we're not, no, we don't. And I was like, wow, that was an eye opener. I never looked at it that way.
That just happened to me just now. It's like,
Right.
oh, didn't think
Who's
about
But
shopping
that.
at
do
those?
you need them there?
Well, then that's the other part.
So
I mean, they pay to be there. They're not adding to the competition. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. But I mean, they're
They're there because you do need them there because if you, let's say, blow a tube, you need a new tube or your chain broke, you need to be able to get that stuff, and those aren't things you necessarily have on you or in your toolbox while you're
Right.
there,
Right.
Or a mechanic
you
to
should.
work
But-
on. Yes, you
if
should.
you're well prepared.
I'll leave kind of this aspect maybe for Kirk someday if he ever decides to come on the show. But times are changing as it is, anyway. I mean,
Sure.
everything is done online nowadays.
Yeah.
Everything's coming. More people are shopping online. People are ordering. Everything's getting delivered to their doorstep. A lot of the stuff that people have, I mean, they're going to get the click of a mouse before they even go to that race weekend to begin with. So, yeah, it's important to have them there. Don't get me wrong. But, just society and culture, the way that it is nowadays is completely different than when these bike shop, J&R first started. And that was the only way to get bike parts was if somebody showed up to the track. Now, you just get it with a click of a mouse.
I remember.
True.
I remember back starting out. I think it was like 25, 30 years ago. Your locals, like dudes made good money just going to locals because they brought all the BMX stuff because it wasn't in like all the bike shops, right?
Yeah.
And I think at Richfield, it was like a place called Bike City would come out there. And you knew, like you said, now we shop the other way. Like we just get it right now with a click of a mouse. We knew back then, well, Bike City will be at the track. I'm just using that as an example at Richfield.
No, they did
we
that
knew
at
they'd
Waterford
be there,
Oaks too.
and then
Bike
we'd get our
City.
stuff there. So question, if they shrunk it, say they pulled the novices out.
Yeah.
Do you think the vendors could still feed if they had less vendors and just kind of like made the pie, you know what I mean? Like make the piece of the pie bigger for them. So instead of maybe three vendors at one national, because you got rid of novices, it's one. And then they get out, or two or whatever, how they do it. Because I just think like it's still there, but it's not.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then you also have the mechanic side of it,
That's true.
They fix the bike, if something's wrong with it. So you have that as well.
Yeah, they'll always have to be there.
Yeah.
How much, product they have to bring or what exactly they're offering or the amount of bike shops, on scene might change.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just thinking out loud, really. Maybe they don't need as many, pants and jerseys and helmets and that type of stuff.
So
I would assume that would hit your novice intermediates a lot more.
West Texas BMX is in the chat, and whoever it is that we're talking to said they invited a shop to their state and their Gold Cup race weekend because they don't have a local bike shop within 300 miles.
Damn.
300 miles.
Wow.
So, yeah, clearly that was a hit.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Well, yeah, so that's definitely a need.
Right.
Shout out the name of the bike shop.
Reduction in shipping
Give
costs.
them a plug, dude.
Yeah.
Give them a plug.
Yeah, who was that, West Texas?
Yeah, let us know. For sure.
Dude, couldn't you technically right now, like is this far off, you could order something on Amazon and have it delivered to your hotel room?
Yeah.
You can, yeah.
Shoot, sometimes I have stuff I order for work and it'll show up the same day.
Yeah,
It
we have
blows
that
my
out here
mind.
too. It's like,
Dude, I order shit from J&R all the time, and it gets delivered to my hotel room at a race. All the time.
Go for one, go for two.
Bro, you got an extra hookup the rest of us don't have.
I'm rocking the hoodie. A little team plug there. Oh, I'm wearing the Identify hat tonight, too.
Yeah, those are cool.
Those are cool too. Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, just even for basic parts, even if it's not if I'm ordering something from J&R and it's not a phone call to Kirk or Delaney asking for something specific, if I just go online and order something, I down here in Florida, I get it the next day. I mean, they're
That's true.
great at shipping it out like immediately.
If you don't use USPS.
oh my god.
Okay.
Oh, that's a huge no-no.
Yeah.
All right, so straight up shout out to On Two Wheels Midwest. That was the group that went to West Texas.
From Kansas?
Yeah,
I guess it was
all
worth
the
their
way
while.
from Kansas. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, that's
There you
awesome.
go. That's how you do
Good
it.
deal,
Well,
man.
and Kansas is a lot closer to Texas than Michigan is, so
Yeah.
still a long way. But
We don't have that problem in Florida, though. We're spoiled in Florida. We have multiple bike shops at our state races.
Yeah. Yeah.
at your state races,
Yeah,
in
they
case
got-
anybody didn't hear him say that.
Yeah.
State.
They roll up. Like Powers rolls up. Who else? JNR and who's? Oh, Eminem. They'll
Yep.
roll up, and you're like, "Is this a? Am I at a national?"
Yeah.
Dude,
They're big setups.
It is a national.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
Corsa will be there set up selling stuff. You have
Corsa, yep.
FX Racing set up, and they're selling their stuff. I mean, there's a straight vendor row, man, of all kinds of BMX shit.
Doesn't Brian Fell have some stuff there too?
ODI.
Yeah, ODI, Shadow, all of that. I mean,
Yeah.
like, there's a legit vendor row. It's like it's being at a national race.
Yeah.
Oh, it's tight. It's ran tight. So when I rolled with Fell, like they send a map. They'll do Google Earth and they boom and they're like, "You're going right here," and it's all measured off. I forget who's in charge of it. He does it all, and like it all works out. So there's no guess game.
Cool.
Like all the vendors know, and everyone like knows where they go because it's all measured off before they even get there.
See, that's
Yeah, it's great.
that is awesome.
And if you haven't and you get a chance, do yourself a favor. Whether it's a BMX vacation or you just go check it out, like go to one of those qualifiers and check out a Florida State series.
I was so close to going to one.
The other week when you know?
No, it was back in March.
Oh.
I forget where it was now, but it was like it was an hour and a half away. It might have been in Cape Coral. I don't. I was in Sarasota visiting my dad, and I could cut over there and go to that state race and just go check it out, walk around. Because I didn't take my bike or anything, but I was just like, I should just go check this out. But I'm like, it's an hour and a half drive just to get there.
What about your awards ceremony though? So I've been fortunate enough to be to two of them.
Yeah,
and they're a different level. Like it's a whole different level.
well, it's a whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. We give out scholarships, the Alice Bixler Scholarship at our awards ceremony.
Yeah.
We give out Florida State Riders of the Year awards and ambassador awards to the sport of BMX. It was won this year by the boys at Acre. And then in addition to that, obviously everybody's, state championship awards and their trophies. These things are the size of the Grants trophies. So it's definitely a sight to see.
It's in a big auditorium, like with seating and stage and announcing and video, music, the whole 9 yards.
Yep. Yeah, so there's Alice handing out the scholarship checks.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Me and state champions this year. We were JNR and Power FX, and the trophy and our money division. So our Speedco teams, JNR and Speedco, we took both categories. Kirk won them both,
That's awesome.
which was very cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is it still always at the same spot for the awards?
Oh yeah. So no.
Oh.
So that's a state champion trophy this year. That's how big it is.
Oh, let me put it down.
Oh, there we go.
Jesus.
It's huge.
It's at her shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
So that's Avery's trophy, for winning class. So
Wow.
my thumbs over. Yeah. So the trophies are you can see them behind them, right there in that picture. But yeah, they're legit. They're legit.
Well, you got some money going on too.
Yeah. Yeah. That was for the female pro-am. So the female winner took home $1,000 in addition to what they won for that day's race.
Oh, kind of like an overall for the series type of thing.
Yeah, overall series winner got some extra cash. So Ray Langford there was your male winner this year. He took home some extra cash for winning it all.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Oh, that is cool.
They do it big. What are the two spots you guys do it in normally every year?
So we used to have it in downtown. Um,
Is it in Orlando?
it's in the Orlando area. I was trying to think of the name of the place we had, but basically we outgrew it.
That's the one I went to. It was the last year you guys had it.
Yeah,
Yep.
we outgrew that. So now we have it at the Osceola Heritage something McGillicuddy. It's like the size of Grand's, like a big
McGillicuddy.
Big arena.
yeah, dude. Like I don't know. It has like 36 names, dude. I can't remember it all. I just remember it's Osceola Heritage, some shit. I don't know, but
That
it's
Citibank,
like
MasterCard, Discover.
yeah, but it's like being at
Osceola.
Grants. I mean, the parking lot is huge. They have a bunch of different buildings and stuff like that. So
Alice,
ours was set up there this year. We just outgrew the other place.
Alice says it's in Kissimmee.
Yeah, it's in Kissimmee, but I couldn't remember. I think the other one was in downtown Kissimmee, and there just was no parking.
Yeah.
That was the biggest issue. So now
Right.
the place that we went to this year, I mean, we can park for days. So
We got a couple topics left, but
awesome.
I want to make sure we jump over and do our chat check-in, and get the trivia in and that stuff. So we'll do our chat check-in here, and then we can also check out the trivia, and we'll bang out the last few topics here because they're gonna get spicy, ladies and gentlemen.
oh boy,
They're gonna get
Spicy, huh?
spicy.
yeah.
Is that like a tease?
It's a
When
tease.
we come back.
Yeah, Melissa, how's the?
Well,
chat
Melissa's done
going?
droning on.
Oh, chat's been off the hook.
Is it?
Yeah, it's been busy.
All right.
Well, yeah, welcome back. Thanks everyone for tuning in and running along in the chat here. Want to say hi to Rick Carter, Paul Remington's with us, Braden Lewis, Sean Gifford, Wes Burt, all checking in and saying hi. Paul, I have to read Paul's comment, Chris, because he'll get
Oh,
a kick
boy.
out of it. He
But
says
it has something to do with a hat.
it does. Wow, how'd you know that? Chris tied for 9th. That's why he wears that giant ass hat, so he can build up his leg muscles walking up and down the hills at the BMX track.
What hat is he talking? Oh,
the sun
sun
blocking
hat.
hat.
Yeah.
It's a great hat, but
It's-
Paul
it's
called
got-
him out from
Yeah,
the
it's one of
midfield.
those like bucket hats, but the rim on it is about this wide.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
But it well, all right. Somebody who's had a bunch of skin cancer taken off of them, it's like a must-have.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Makes sense.
We're just gonna get you one of those hats that's an umbrella.
Oh,
Same idea.
that's kind of what this is. Yeah.
All right, so moving on. Hi to Chase over on YouTube. He says hello, good to see everyone. We hope you heal up fast, sir. Sorry about
Yes.
that.
Hey,
Broken collarbone. Hi to Big D, DJ Damon in the chat over on Facebook. Says hello, fam. Dylan and Kim Fugger are tuning in, both with the hashtag Stick with Nick.
Hell yeah.
Right on.
Wash your damn hands. Ryan Baumgartner, as we mentioned, he's with us. Mike Miller tuning in, says hello to all of us. Scott Lachansky, howdy ATB family. Chase had mentioned earlier, and I forgot to intercede this, but that the USA BMX Juniors seems to be kind of copying or following along, paralleling the Supercross Futures class over in motorcycle racing. So I meant to mention that earlier. Zach Gavin Wrenchman Wheels is also with us. He says, man, I wish I could be watching this, but I'm working at 911, so saving lives. So we appreciate you, Zach. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
That's a huge deal. Hi to Hojo Johnson tuning in over on Facebook. What's up, everyone?
Oh, Joe.
The lovely Miss Jill Jones also tuning in. Let's see. Keep going. As we mentioned, Alice Bixler is with us this evening. Always nice to hear from you, Alice.
Hey, Alice.
Marcus Cochran with us. Must have that T, maybe.
He was making fun of Nick's phone.
Oh, T-Mobile. Oh,
That's
instead of
T-Mobile.
T-maybe. Oh,
T-maybe.
geez, yes.
T maybe.
Slow on the uptake here. Got that. Okay. I was like, maybe. Mr. Chris Luna also tuning in, says, what's up, guys? Hi to Jesse Gonzalez. Corey McKenzie is
Hefe!
Corey McKenzie is tuned in over on YouTube. We appreciate you. Fugasm120 also on YouTube. Not sure I know who that is, but
I don't know, but it sounds great.
Now, a fugasm, you would want a mogasm, not a few.
Whatever, dude. Any gasm. Let's go.
Let's see. Oh, Dennis Diabera. Hey, Yogi. He says he's keeping tabs, checking in on us. Alice had mentioned earlier in the chat that they had quarters in the 5 and under class
Yeah.
at one of their races, so that's pretty insane.
Oh my goodness.
Al Improda Jr. also tuning in over on Facebook. I do want to take a second and shout out West Texas BMX again. So it's their TO who is with us on their Facebook page, and he said that they've been working really hard on growing their rider count, and since taking over in August, it's gone from 9 average riders to 23 so far.
Congrats.
So
There we go.
Shit, there you
I
go.
feel like that's a huge accomplishment. So yay to all you guys. Well, hi to Dave Burquest. He's tuning in.
Big Dave.
So good to
Hey.
see you. Let's see, who else am I missing? Let's mention. Oh, wow. Pump also in the Facebook chat here.
All right.
His comment is: pro purse needs to be restructured. Give those pros some dough.
Oh, show.
Yeah, hard to argue that. Justin Riddell is also agreeing with that.
Well, Pump's next comment.
What's up,
there.
Justin?
So Gold Cup, August 8th, 9th, and 10th, Jacksonville, BMX, Pro-Am, $5,000 plus.
Who's going?
There you go.
Again, Gold
Right.
Cup, August 8th, 9th, and 10th, Jacksonville, BMX. Gonna have a Pro-Am 5,000 plus purse. That's pretty awesome.
That'll work.
I think it was Richmond BMX just had a 10,000 the
Yep.
flat pedal one, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then Alita Beeman
Yep.
won that in the women's.
They had the dirt
Yep.
jumping contest.
With Mila.
Yeah, it was pretty dope.
Yogi wants to know, JT, if you're healing up after your mechanical malfunction this past weekend. His little twin splitter.
You remember at Daytona when my crank arm fell off, Nick? In
Yes.
practice? It happened
Yeah.
Sunday again.
Man, it sounds like you got to get Wrenchman to work on your bike, dude.
Right?
I'll get anyone else other than me to work on it.
Yeah, clearly you need to stop working on it.
It was ugly
See,
because I
it's-
was right behind him
Oh.
in the gate. So I'm sitting there, getting set up for my practice lap, and Justin right in front of me.
Fell off as I went to the face of the roller. It was terrifying. But I just ruined a pair of shoes, so I was lucky. I'm good.
All good.
Yeah, shoes, and little tear in the new pants,
Yeah,
but
it's all right. We're good.
Yeah, so that catches us up. So I am all ready and set to go in case anyone has questions or comments in the next surprise topics that you're going to
Okay.
bring up here.
So everybody who just had their name said, make sure you like and subscribe.
Yes, please.
And everybody else as well. If you're listening or watching, make sure you give us a like on Facebook or YouTube, wherever it is. We greatly need that because it grows the show and the sport. So
That's right. Any
Please.
questions, put them in there.
Mhm.
I want to jump into this one.
which one are we going to?
I don't know if we're going to get to all of them. So let's...
We
Nick,
might run late.
you know which ones are left, right? You remember?
I don't. I don't
Okay.
remember.
One
I
starts
don't
with
remember
an
shit.
one starts with an F, one starts with an L.
Yeah. Recent update. One starts with an F, Flow Sports, where we can talk LTS.
Oh.
Passionate one
What
way or
a hot
another.
topic this year, huh?
Woo wee, buddy.
I'm going to go with the flow.
Right? So,
All right.
I mean, flow for me, man, dude, like, I don't know. So, I've had flow sports for 2 years already before this. And I had it because I like watching the racing. I like watching the World Cups. I didn't have a problem watching the Olympics. I'm not trying to get some scam link from somebody that's all jacked up and doesn't work half the time, right? So, like, I already had Flow. So, getting a subscription in for me was, I already had it. And I don't really understand the backlash from it or the cost from it. Number one, because I find that to be all relative, right? Like if you like something, then it shouldn't be a problem spending money on something that you enjoy doing,
I
right?
agree. Yeah.
Some people
Right.
might
Okay.
you have Netflix subscriptions so you can watch all the weird ass Dungeons and Dragons shit that you people watch and whatever like so it's all relative. Some people spend money on their Harley Davidson. Some people spend money. So for me, spending money to be able to watch pro racing was not or is not that big a deal at all.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Here we go.
It's the production.
Well,
I
let's-
don't, and I've said it to Gmo, and I'm not trying to slight anybody or be mean in any way, but if I'm paying for a race, right? Like if my kid has gone to a race without me or whatever, and I'm paying to watch that race, I don't want to watch them racing starting on the third straight. Like,
Okay.
give me the entire race. Like that's one thing I think that we are incredibly falling short from the USA BMX perspective, right? When you're watching this production. The gate and first straight, we all know, is the most important part of the race. We give a freaking whole shot award for this shit,
Oh,
right?
that's a good point.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're
It's-
not catching the riders, or we're asking people to pay for the subscription, and we're not catching the most important part of the race. That's
Yeah.
that'd be like watching a baseball game and dude hit a home run and you only picked him up from second base on.
Well, I was thinking.
Oh yeah.
Like
good. Yeah.
I was also
Like-
thinking, like, you know, we pay $8. I mean, it's not what flow costs, but we pay like $8, right? Literally, we have it for Supercross. There's some other stuff,
Right.
but it ain't so bad. So we have
Oh,
the
the
Peacock thing.
Peacock,
but it'd
yeah.
be like, what if you were like suddenly you turn on Supercross race? They're like, hey, we're only going to show you the
Last
whoops.
half of
just
the-
the whoops, just the whoops, and then you got to figure it out. But I'm paying for the whole thing, right? I only get to
Right.
see the race and the whoops, because that's like for me. To your point, Nick, that's the only reason I have Peacock is to watch the motocross Supercross races. So I don't mind paying it, and this makes total sense. Like, can we get a split? Does it do split screen? Are we doing that?
That's it. You can do split screen, no problem. And they did it for Worlds, and watching racing or any of the UCI events. And I've watched you do it, Justin. It's not a hard thing to do, right? Like, so that's
he's
so
playing
far
dumb.
that's my only complaint. Like the stuff with the pro schedules and getting that worked out. This is the first year doing it, so I'm not critiquing that as hard as other people are. It's hard, I would think, from a USA BMX standpoint that you're trying to set up a schedule, but you have no idea how many people are going to show up. Right.
Yeah,
So like when we
that's a good
go,
point.
when we were just at Nashville, how is your schedule going to change? You're going on past numbers. You're trying to make an educated guess if you're them, and you could have 200 motos or you could have 350.
Yeah.
Like you don't, and that could completely change all that. So I think that the criticism they're getting for the pro schedule, I don't really see that as being warranted because they're trying to work out that kinks. Like they're all and make it beneficial for all of us. But when I watch the race, I want to watch the whole race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see what Justin said?
Riddell. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said Rum River has a better setup than Flow.
Oh, I meant the comment above that.
Oh, Gmo said you can go ahead and take it.
Well, yeah, I just wasn't sure if
Oh.
you wanted me to say that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Justin had shared that Gmo, he had a conversation with Gmo who said that he pulled non-race people, and they said that they don't understand when there's a split screen, so they just show you what the announcer is calling.
Okay.
Well,
I still
Well-
don't know why you base your whole production on that, though. Like, that doesn't... I mean, he could have pulled 10 people or 10,000. You just don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're trying to grow it outside of BMX, but
And I'm not even...
I don't know.
as a bystander, I'm not even listening to what the announcer is saying because half the time it's too fast or I don't get it or it gets repetitive and I tune it out. I'm watching. So I want to see the human that crosses the finish line and I agree. I think my favorite is coming off of the gate and the first straight and who's going to fall, who's going to cut, who's going to do whatever.
Right.
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 I would say 90, probably, I mean, just roughing it. 90% of the race is the first straightaway and coming out of the first turn to the exit of the first turn. That's 90% of your race. Once that's all sorted out, it changes now and then in the second, third turns, but most of the time by the exit of the first turn, your race is kind of sorted out.
Well, Deanna Walker brings
Right.
up a good question. She says, well, how many non-racers are actually watching?
Right?
I mean, a few moms,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but probably not many.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then,
At least not yet anyway. Hopefully
Right.
we got to that point, right? It would be
It'd be a
awesome if we
goal.
got to that point that you were watching on ESPN and there were that many people that were like, I don't understand what's going on.
100%. That'd
We're
be
not there
amazing.
yet.
No,
not yet.
you're still too niched to have that philosophy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Now the other piece of it that people are always chatting about on all the no holds in all those places is I'm paying for something I used to get for free.
Okay, well,
yeah,
welcome
cool,
to
bro.
life.
I used to be
Well-
able to turn on TV and watch stuff, but now you either got to have YouTube, cable TV, or a subscription to a streaming service.
100%.
Yes.
At
That's a
some
poor
point in
argument.
time, you were able to drive your car without it being registered, right? Like I don't. It's.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
I
evolution.
used to be able to go to Dunkin' Donuts and not have to fucking tip the person.
You still
right?
don't. You still
But
don't
now
have to.
everybody wants a tip.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so
But-
true.
So my
Speedway, they want a tip now.
yeah. But all right, so my thing is what has everyone been saying for years? We need to bring an outside sponsor into the sport. We need to
Right.
grow the pro purse. What
Right.
did they just do? They brought somebody into the sport that wasn't here, Flow Sports. They brought money into the pro purse.
And now we're ragging on him.
And now everybody's giving them
Yeah.
a hard time about it. No,
Right.
it's what
Wild,
everybody's been saying for
right?
years.
wild.
Well,
Right?
but it's okay to be critical on hey, we got to we can tighten up what we
The
see.
production, yeah.
Yeah.
The premise behind it's fantastic. Like I said, I think it's great. I love it. I love the fact that if someone over in the Netherlands wants to watch the USA BMX Pro
Yes.
race, they can.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's great. Like I was telling Justin earlier, when they first announced this thing, I went, of course I had to dig for it on the USA BMX website, but I found the article about the flow and what it was
Tell
and
us
what
how
was
you feel about that, buddy.
I'm sorry that just kind of irks me a little bit. That's just a personal thing. But, when you post something on your Facebook page about something new that's coming on with the sanction and you go here to read more about it, and it just goes to the USABMX.com landing page and not to the actual article.
Oh.
And you got to go
annoying.
digging for 3-5 minutes on the
Are
website.
you talking about the new lane transfer system race?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
we're
one of them. That's one of them. So that's just
Yeah.
my personal pet peeve. But, so once I read about the flow thing, found out what it was about, I'm like, okay, this is cool. Where do I go buy it? I want to support this, bringing somebody new from the outside into the sport. And I did. And I signed up for it. I have it. And I watch it. So
Is there any other stuff you watch on it?
I do a little bit, but I really, honestly, I don't have time. But,
Gotcha.
if I did, my house is, I have a wife and 2 daughters. They don't really care about watching sprint car racing or, all the other types of racing. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff on this Flow Sports other than just the
There
BMX
is.
stuff. There's some cool stuff on there. And I would probably, if it was just me at the house by myself, I'd probably watch that stuff all night long. I'd be like, okay, let's see who's running this dirt track over here in the
That
sprint
BMX
cars.
porn again.
See, I only watch Flow for BMX. I only
Yeah.
watch Paramount Plus for 90210. I only watch
90210.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
dude,
other
like-
good shows on Paramount. I'll give you a list.
Watching that.
Landman. Did you guys watch Landman?
100.
We were just talking about season 2
Holy
coming out this year.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't?
Oh,
Hey, I'm
Bro,
I'm
dude,
still
get
working
serious.
through Yellowstone. I'm about season 2
this is
right
Yellowstone
now.
on steroids.
Dude, it just
Yeah.
it takes
Yeah.
Yellowstone to a different level.
Billy Bob Thornton is amazing.
Yeah, his
All right.
wife is fucking crazy good in that show.
All right, so
So
that
hot.
should be my next one.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
So
It's
hot.
good. It's
FX.
super good. Yeah.
All right.
And they're bringing season 2. They bring
What?
90210.
Yeah,
that's
man,
what he
go
said.
ahead.
What he said.
Obviously, we're on a delay.
She's making fun of my 90210 comment.
I've
you-
seen them all 20 times.
Do you,
Donna Martin graduates.
all I can remember is the peach, the
Amazing.
peach pit from that show. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Peach Pit.
And the one chick that
It's
was
a
like 30 trying
diner.
to play an 18-year-old.
Gabriella.
Gabriella Reese.
Yeah.
Like trying to look like a high schooler when you're like, bro, come
She did.
What?
I never
Even when I
watched
was
that.
like young watching that thing, I'm like, no.
Chris, you never watched 90210?
No, I didn't.
Fuck
I'm
wrong.
just, I'm just being honest. I did. There's a lot of Justin's always telling me stuff I need to watch. What was the one you said? Step Brothers? You said you gotta watch Step Brothers.
Did you touch my drum set?
Teabag your fucking drum set.
Oh, shit. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I've watched some of the UCI stuff on Flow,
Yeah.
and that's
how I'm going to watch the World Cup next weekend. I'm
Yeah.
going to watch it on Flow.
yeah. So,
And that,
so
I
you
think
get
that's
more.
another thing that like was missed is like you're not just getting USA BMX, you're getting the World Cup series and the Olympics. Like,
Yeah. Oh, Tour
All
de
of it.
France is on there. There's all kinds
Everything.
of mountain bike stuff
We
on there.
watch Dukes of Hazzard.
Okay, weirdo.
Just saying.
it's a great show.
Where do you watch
Bo
that at?
Duke.
Like from the 80s, Dukes of Hazzard?
Yeah.
The only one to
Hell
watch.
yeah.
It's the
That's
only
when
one
I
to
was a
watch.
kid. I watched that. That was a
Roscoe
must.
Pigo train right there, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't,
So,
they don't
uh,
make TV like that anymore.
No.
Hey, speaking of, I see in your garage.
that new edition.
Yeah, where'd
The
that
General-
come?
the
There's a
General Lee is
General
back
Lee
home.
in Justin and Melissa's garage.
The bike,
the
not the
General
car.
Lee has returned.
Yeah, so I bought
Oh,
I
boy.
bought the bike, sold the bike, and then bought it back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's your okay.
Yep.
I'm walking by
It's a
coming in,
yeah,
coming
it's
in
a-
the house. I'm like, is that a General
Yeah,
Lee?
he regretted letting that go as soon as
I
he let it
did.
go.
It's remember they did maybe not. They did a repop. DK did it, but they did it in 22-inch bike, and I bought it. They're just fun to ride. Yeah, that's good stuff. Before we you want to do trivia and then talk about LTS before we get out of here?
Yeah,
Sure.
All right, okay.
sounds like a plan.
I'm down for that.
So it's another tease. Stick around.
Yeah, stick around because Melissa's got an announcement to make here with the trivia. Well, they're kind of going to see it at the same time. So, yeah, there's
I
your.
do?
Yeah, see the different squares in the corners?
Nope, would have never noticed that.
Ah, we got a new sponsor for the trivia.
So Melissa's
Trivia. What was Nick's favorite TV show growing up?
Wait, was it Dukes of Hazzard or Miami Vice?
Melrose Place.
Melrose Place.
Yuck. That was the worst.
I watched some
Either
Melrose.
90210 and then Party
Yeah,
of
who was Nick's
5.
girlfriend? Kelly Taylor.
Wait, was Party of Five a spinoff of that show too?
No, it was after 90210.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Melrose Place was the spinoff, right?
No.
It was just on after.
No,
Oh,
Melrose Place.
I thought
is-
some of the kids went from there to Melrose Place.
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
No, that's totally different.
That's pretty
Same
much-
concept though, like
It's-
group of friends
yeah.
in one like location doing
Yeah.
stupid shit to each other.
just
that's
crazy.
pretty much it.
That was that. I watched that Melrose Place, and the main reason I watched it was to see what
Heather
kind of.
Locklear.
Heather
I was
Locklear.
just gonna.
Yeah.
I was like, go ahead, say
No,
it, Chris.
no,
Heather.
that was not why. But there's a catch to that. But no, it's just to see what kind of weird stuff they were going to come up with. What crazy thing are these people going to do next week?
Oh,
you know,
sleep
I'm-
with the next guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But actually, the Heather Locklear thing, the character's name on the show was Amanda. My daughter's name is Amanda, and that's where I got the name from.
Was Heather
I
Locklear?
like that name. No, just I
Oh,
like the
God.
name. Not necessarily. That's not say the character. No, just the name. I like Amanda. It sounds like it's a nice name, and that's my daughter's name is Amanda.
I see that.
That's how we got Avery's name.
Hey.
Well, not from that TV show, but in the movie Jerry Maguire,
Yeah.
his girlfriend's name was Avery, and I always liked that for a girl's name, and that's why I told Jill, when we had Avery, let's name her Avery.
I like
Oh,
it.
speaking of Amanda, her birthday is this Saturday, so happy birthday, Amanda!
Oh,
a couple days
Gonna
early.
mess that one up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just let her know. Yeah.
Well,
So
Yeah, okay, so as Justin mentioned,
Sorry.
my world famous trivia is being brought to you by Krupp and Carter Clothing Company now, which is super exciting. Let's see, what do I got in my prize pack today? Big old sticker pack going out to the winner.
Heather Locklear poster.
Nope,
What
never
I got
had,
today.
never had one of those.
Oh, there you go.
I got a
I had
dry knit towel here, ATV on one side. Oh, cute.
She's got
Amanda
an
Coke.
Amanda Coke.
Amanda. Oh,
I like it.
there you go.
perfect.
Let's see. Motor City Harley Davidson sunglasses and a koozie to go, as well as this is a what, tire pressure check, I think.
Yeah, from the
Yeah, tire gauge.
Harley.
Yep. And then your very own Krupp and Carter T-shirt.
All right.
Upside down.
Yeah, it was upside down.
Upside down. Sorry, guys.
Dude, that one's
This is the Grim Reaper one.
Yep, I like that one.
And then this just in, along with your Motor City Harley Davidson backpack here, Sean with Dye Job Apparel would like to add in an OnlyFans T-shirt to the prize pack.
Oh,
Flats.
shit.
Only flats.
Only, see, this is why. So
No, it's flat.
this is why I struggle with this shirt. But anyways, it's not. That's my opinion. Whatever. Yes, only flats. Only flats T-shirt, not an OnlyFans.
OnlyFans is fine. Where?
My
Jill works next to a girl
myself.
that
My Freudian
does
slip
OnlyFans
there.
of her butthole.
Wait, say that again.
This is why I don't like this shirt.
I said Jill works next to a girl that does OnlyFans of her butthole.
Jill's a hairdresser, just for the records. For those of you guys
Right.
that don't know.
Yes, only flats.
I think
only
she does
flats.
hair or nails or something, the girl next to her, and then she
That's-
does her butthole.
This moonlight's showing her
I mean,
beehole up.
it's amazing
Okay.
what people pay for these days. So my trivia question is: Nick was talking about the Junior Supercross Development Program.
She's not watching the show. The butthole girl is not watching this show. Okay, love you. Bye.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay.
As you were.
Yeah.
Well, Brady wants a T-shirt. You
Okay.
know.
Okay, bye.
We'll get the web address where you can go order the Only Flats shirts because it does help the series.
Absolutely.
Oh god.
All right. So who is the coach of the Junior Supercross Development Program at Sarasota BMX?
Ooh.
I know.
Who
Oh, I
is
know.
the
Oh.
coach that's gonna be working on these with these juniors here? I want the name. Let
Oh
me
my
go back
God,
to my
the
chat here.
is out
Do they have to spell it right?
No, I'll be able to recognize it.
The chat is out of control right now. They want to know if you can ask Jill if she actually makes any money or not.
I'm sure. There's probably bleach involved.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your All Things BMX After Dark.
Starring Heather Locklear.
Oh, man. Hey, so while we're waiting for somebody to get the correct answer, let's
All
talk
right.
about this LTS,
All right.
Lane
What?
Transfer System.
Seems to be a lot of confusion about it.
There is.
Yes, there is
There is.
a ton of it
There
because so they're going to go to all the nationals starting this weekend.
Thank God.
Are going to go to this, right?
is.
Thank God.
Now, you
What?
think this is good?
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna do it at my track.
Okay.
And
Okay, because
this is coming. So I've done total points at my track for the past 8 years.
Okay.
Total points was new this year to riders at nationals and stuff like that. It wasn't a new concept, but it was new that they were doing it. But at my local track, we've been running total points at Cape Coral for like the past 8 years.
Mhm.
And my reasoning behind that was I didn't want or did not like that if a new rider came and decided to race, that his first, few races on the track for a while in a transfer system, he's doing 2 laps and going home. right? And watching everybody else gets to keep racing.
Yep.
I want that
Yep.
new rider on the track, in my opinion, as much as possible,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mhm.
I don't care that he's getting last. I want him on the track racing, feeling like he's a part of the track, a part of the race, he or she, right? I want them on the track.
Mm-hmm.
With this, you get the best of both worlds. You get a transfer system and you get that total points system as well, right? So that rider who's brand new gets to race all 3 rounds, and maybe the better rider of the pack, which a lot of people seem to like to do, especially when they get into experts and things like that. They want to race the first round and be able to skip the next one and they want to transfer out,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Sure.
So for me, and even for scoring, it's better, right? Because in scoring in the first round, I only care about, let's just say it's a 5-person race,
Okay.
right? Transfer system used to be a 2-2 transfer for a 5-person race at a local.
Yep.
And if you're 5th or you're last in the second round, you're going home.
Yep.
Well,
Correct.
now the first 2 riders will transfer out, so they don't have to race the second round. So you have the 3 riders left. Yes, in that second race, right? People are like, oh, maybe they'll pump lap or do whatever. But because they're all getting to go to that third and final round.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where the lane transfer comes in, or the
Shoot lane
picking the
choice.
gate.
Yeah.
Your gate choice.
Okay.
Maybe some people won't care about it. Maybe some people will. But it keeps everybody in those smaller races on the track in that third round. And also, I mean, sometimes in a race, you had riders in total points that weren't getting beat. Maybe they just had shit luck and their chain fell off. Or, like in Justin's case, his crank came off. Well,
Right.
now in that third round, you don't get completely hosed with a last place finish and you can actually compete for the win. Right.
I hadn't
So,
thought about that.
True.
yeah, before you got in something that maybe wasn't your fault, you got totally screwed
Yeah.
and you had no chance at winning. You knew how it was going to play out, but now you do,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
So I like it. I mean, and same thing for that second round, my scores, right? Like we've had a big increase of riders at my local track and local racing, which is awesome. And we run total points. When there's 8 riders in the gate, my scorers over there at the scoring deck are going nuts trying to make sure that they have the order correct.
Right.
And scorers love the transfer system. They only had to worry about the riders that were
Yeah,
transferring.
absolutely.
Sure.
So now, same thing for them. They're ecstatic about it. Like, oh, this is great. Like, the stress level's down. It's not chaotic when they're crossing the line. And then the best part, the end of the night or at the national races, where you don't have a line that's 2 football fields long of people trying to get their stamps and their slips because they didn't know what place they finished. They couldn't cross the finish line and just take, their third place slip. They didn't know if they got third or fourth or second or
Right. Yeah.
the lines were just astronomically long. It was a nightmare.
Okay. That's the part I was trying to figure out. Why is this going to make things faster? Because you
Yeah,
still.
same.
There's no doubt in my mind that they did this to eliminate that end of the race shit show chaos. Like
Okay.
the race
All right.
is over. We all want to just go get our saver stamps, turn in our team sheets, and get the hell out of there and go to Outback, right? Like, but they were having to stay there now for like an hour or two until that, going through that entire line of people trying to get their awards and shit. Like
Well, yeah,
it was
because they got to sit there and do all the math and figure it out
Yeah.
for each rider. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
this is, I think, it kills a lot of birds with that one
So-
stone, man. It really does.
In your
It better, even it's like pulling teeth to get any of our national riders at our track to race local races. They're like, fuck, man, I don't want to do all 3 rounds, or they don't even want to race the local race to begin with. That's a whole nother topic discussion for another day, I guess. Like, they don't
Right.
even want to race the local race to begin with, and I feel their pain. But they're having to for rock qualifications and stuff. And go into this transfer system race, now a lot of them will just transfer out in the first round, and they'll get to skip that second round. So
Okay.
they'll enjoy that a lot more.
Now, in your scenario, local race, you're going to implement it at your track. What about when it comes to the main event and your stager is up there running staging? How do they know? Say it's
Lane
you.
pick, yeah.
Say
That's
it's
what
you,
I was
Chris,
gonna
and I Chris got lane pick, and then I got the second lane pick. How does the stager know that?
What's left too?
So we discussed that at my board meeting that we had last night.
Okay.
All right.
Just so happens we had a board meeting at Cape last night, and we always take a break between our second round and the main event anyway.
Yes,
And
100%.
our people in staging are going to come over to the scoring deck and write down what the lane picks are going to be on the left-hand side of the name. 1, 2, 3, wherever it is. And so they know when they go back over to staging for the main event and before, or the third
Okay.
round, whatever you want to call it, we can call it mains again. Before the main event, they're going to know which riders have first, second, third, you know.
And
So
it's,
is- so
in a
is it
sense,
gonna-
it's only two, right? It's the guy that wins, guy or gal that wins the first moto, and the person that wins the second.
No.
No, it's
no.
all of them.
So yeah, everybody will get. So going back to my 5-rider scenario,
Yeah,
you
let's
have a
go
2,
that.
3,
Yep.
You have a 2-3 transfer
Right.
Yep.
in the first round. First and second are going to get the first and second
Okay.
lane,
I feel like I read.
and then
this
in the
wrong
second
somewhere.
round, whoever gets first, second, third, in theory, that's going to be the third, fourth, and fifth
Okay.
pick.
All right.
But you're really not
So-
doing anything more for like your stager now
No.
that you break it down, because in the past, if you had transfers, you had to figure out who got dropped anyway. And a lot of
Okay.
times, like I know from announcing, I would go to the scorers if I didn't catch it, and we just scrubbed off, you know,
Right.
in that
The
in
ones that didn't qualify.
yeah,
for them.
yeah, you get or you'd get your transfers,
So,
whatever.
okay, so then you're just going to stage them in order. You're going to say, all right, Jacob, you got first pick, go get in your lane. Sean, you got second
Yep.
pick, go get in your lane. You're not doing
Now,
like cards or anything.
My recommendation would be to try to do as much of that as possible. We have 2 stagers at my local race. We have one in the chute at the bottom of the hill and one up at the top to make sure everybody's in the right lane. I would highly recommend that the staging or the gate picks are done in staging before they get to the top of the hill. Because if you wait and you're standing up at the top of the hill when the race is supposed to be going on, but all right, little Timmy, what gate do you want to be
well, that's
in?
my thought. It was going to
It's
slow
going to
it down.
delay it and make it take forever.
That was my thought too.
Okay.
So definitely do your due diligence and
Ahead of
get as
time.
much of that done in staging as
Okay.
you can.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
when we see the pros do this, they have like a little iPad looking thing there. And they have
Yep.
the number, and it's like you have first pick, so that person goes up there and taps the number lane they want to be in.
Correct.
So when you get to the 7th and 8th person, they can see, okay, lane 2 and 6 are the only ones left I got to work with.
Correct.
But in your 5-person scenario there, I'm 5th. What lanes do I have to work with? How do I know what I got to work with?
Well, you're
Well, you should be listening. Well, in theory, you'd be listening or paying attention, but
Yeah.
at least for my local track, for when they're in staging and they go to the bottom of the hill, when I put those kids at the bottom of the hill, you're going to see which ones are left.
yeah.
Okay.
You know, little Timmy goes in 1, the other one goes in 3, the other one's in 5. I can see that 2's open. I can see that 7's open. I
Oh,
can see-
okay. So
Because
you have
line them up by gate, not
Yeah, as they come out
single
of staging,
file. Yeah.
I put them at the bottom of the hill,
yeah.
and I have numbers painted at the bottom of my hill anyway.
So they know where to
right?
line up.
So when they come out of staging and they know, and you know, the
Okay,
stage is
I'm
telling
with
them,
you.
"Hey, you're going to 1,
Yeah.
you're going to 2."
They go
you know,
right
they're-
there.
They know which way they're going.
So
Okay.
what this sounds to me is that like if you're going to be running this like staging, and then
Just
you're
got way more important.
yeah, like
Yes.
your organization of staging into
Yeah.
pre-staging into staging is going to have even
Yep.
like you're going to really want to make
That's
sure you've
the
got a
big role.
process going
Yeah.
on there.
You're going to have to police your staging area and get all these kids actually
Yeah,
in
Big Jim
the
with the
chute.
Yeti cup, man. He ain't cutting it no more. It's an important job, dude.
Yeah.
Big Jim with the Yeti cup.
No, because you see that,
What
especially
lane are you in? Nah, man, we need efficient.
Yeah.
yeah, because you'll see that at at the local track. Everybody's just kind of over along the fence on one side. They're not in the chutes. And then the stagers over there going, hey, Moto 5.
That's where the
yoo-hoo,
organization,
Right.
yeah.
anybody Moto 5. And then they all come over at the last second.
Yeah.
And
You know what the best part's going to be? When you have like the 7 or 8 year old that gets a gate pick and the parent isn't over there and they're like, I'll take 7. And that dad's going to like lose his mind.
You don't want
Yeah.
7?
You had first pick. Why'd you take 7?
yes,
It's my favorite number, Dad.
right.
Oh, I took 8. Beat Kimmon always takes 8. You know,
Right.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
there you go.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're picking 8 every time, Chris.
I am.
Yeah.
At Waterford Oaks, I'm taking 8.
Yeah,
Oh.
because some like you run out of real estate quick in one.
Yes, you did.
I found that out the other weekend.
Did you? Yeah.
That Tempest Gold Firm almost put me off the track.
She'll take you
She's
out,
a
man.
beast.
Yeah.
You can't do that. No,
Well-
you don't want lane 1 at Waterford Oaks.
Dude, my track page was looking good where you were scrolling through it. I like that.
Oh yeah, I was trying to find a picture from like staging up in the pre-staging there, but
Yeah.
it was
So-
the other way around.
I guess the way to describe it would be similar to Waterford, where you have the chutes for
Chris,
the
you
motos.
realize everything is Waterford.
I know, but it's all I got to work with. I'm sorry. I apologize for the over talking of that particular track, but so you have chutes at the bottom of the hill for the moto number.
Yeah.
And then they go out of those chutes into other chutes, and they're only 1 through 8, and then that starts your lanes for going up
Yeah.
to the starting gate.
And you're gonna have to, if you're gonna run this, like it's gonna be imperative. Like Nick said, you're gonna have to have 2 stagers because you're gonna have to run that process that way. You're gonna come out of the chute, out of your moto, then into your lanes.
Yeah,
I
And
think
so-
it'll just take a little tweaking. And it won't
I
be
think
very
so. I would say probably 2-3 weeks, and you'd get a rhythm down and
Yeah.
get it going.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all your staging volunteers are second guessing themselves right now.
Well, but even at the state race for the past weekend, they were running 2 of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like,
they did because
they had a pre and regular staging. So
Maybe
Yeah.
I want to do concessions.
just do concessions.
Oh, no, you don't.
Well, not at your track. Fuck that. Although you're a well-oiled machine, that's a non-stop machine.
Our
No-
concessions is banging. Dude, did you see our food menu, speaking of which, for tomorrow night?
No.
Oh, my
what is-
God. We're
what
doing
is
a
it?
Puerto Rican night. We got
Oh,
empanadas, man. Tres
jeez.
leches. Like, it is flowing
Where's
at Cape
that?
tomorrow.
Special
There's-
race or just
just
No.
local.
Well, it's
Puerto
our,
Rican night?
It's our get out of school. We got Kona Ice showing up. We got, yeah, dude.
Nice.
Oh, there's your
Yeah.
schedule for June.
Is this it?
Yep.
Yeah, right there. That'd be
That's our schedule.
There it is.
tomorrow's
right
the 5th.
Yep.
I think it'll be posted tomorrow. It might not have been posted yet, but yeah, dude. I mean,
School's out, Kona Ice for the riders, and dude, yeah. But your concession is like better than a lot of restaurants.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
We made a conscious decision a while ago that we wanted people to be able to come to the track and not have to worry about feeding their kids or their family. So we wanted them to be able to do that when they got to the track and not have to worry about it.
So they're not having to stop at the fast food. This or
Yeah,
that
just come to the track, dude. We'll take care of you when you get there. We got you.
and they do.
Yep. Yeah.
They do.
It's good quality stuff, and it's reasonable.
Yes, very
Reasonable price.
Very.
Well, we ran out of some of the topics.
Hi, Owen.
What's up, Owen? But we'll
What's up,
get
dude?
Nick back
When
on.
did you get so tall? Damn it.
The
Wow.
juice, man.
This guy, that's how I got.
He's
Yeah,
getting
I
ready. He's
guess.
going ready for high school.
Oh,
my
no. That's crazy. One graduated,
I know.
one's going too, huh?
Right? Oh yeah, what's that one? Oh, that was a chili dog night.
Too loaded.
Yeah,
Yep.
$5. That's crazy.
There's another one.
Oh yeah, the BLT night.
With fries. But that's the thing is you guys put like baskets together with it if you do the combo.
Dang.
So it's
We
like
got
a
the
real
best
meal.
onion rings ever, bro.
It's
You guys got a
what
full
was it?
kitchen going on down there,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
you?
Dude,
Yeah.
it's legit. It is. Like, it's shit look
Dang.
like Applebee's back there, man.
All right.
You gonna come back on? We'll talk some
Road
more
trip.
again here soon.
Oh yeah, dude. We talk about whatever.
I know.
Yeah, no, it's been
Ready.
good. Hey, do we have a trivia winner?
Hey, Melissa, who's our trivia winner?
It's actually Alice.
Is it?
All right.
She was the first one in there.
I can't wait.
The
for
fastest.
T code.
Sean to ship her out an Only Flat shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alice, do me I probably have it somewhere, but Alice Bixler, do me a favor and send me your home address again. Either message the show or send me a Facebook
I just
message.
dropped her off some stuff a month or so ago. Down there. Yeah. All right.
Thank you. A couple other people had it. So the correct answer is, I
Oh,
should have
that
said
would
that
be
too, is Damian Lacombe is going to be the coach. I am out of practice. Yeah,
Oh,
so.
We've been on break.
I know it. Yeah, so Damian Lacombe is the coach of the juniors Supercross training program. So go check that out. And thank you for playing along.
There we go.
Absolutely. And you want to let them know who's on next week?
Yeah, next week's show will be June the 11th. Our guest is going to be track operator Dan Isaacs. He's from Crow River BMX in St. Michael, Minnesota.
Bro, I'm
And-
going there this year. Never
Are ya?
been there before.
Yeah, they're hosting the Land O'Lakes Nationals July 11th, 12th, and 13th.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So he'll be on next week. We'll be talking about the track and him and all the programs they got.
I'm definitely
running.
going to tune in then. Yeah, dude, I'm excited. Never been.
All right.
Yeah, he hit
Sounds good.
us up and said, "What do I got to do to be on the show?" I said, "Give me a phone call."
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
what we do.
Yeah.
So it'll be a good
I mean,
time.
Something to do with BMX and
Yeah.
or bicycles. I guess we've had people that weren't exactly BMX but bicycle related. Yeah.
Well, that's going to put a wrap in it, you guys.
Yeah,
Thanks for everyone
wow.
tuning in this week. We
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you guys for bearing with us as we were off.
Shout out.
Absolutely.
Big thanks to everybody. Nick, I'm going to throw the screen over to you for some shout outs, all right?
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. Shout outs. Obviously, let's see, J&R. You guys got that on there. J&R, Kirk and Delaney. All my people at Cape Coral BMX, Speedco, Avian, 110% Nutrition, Identify, everybody, Troy Lee Designs, G-Form. Oh, on our J&R team this year, man, we got G-Form as an official sponsor. So they're outfitting all of our
wow.
riders with pads.
Oh,
and
there
Yay,
you go.
It's
that's
been
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
That
Yeah,
stuff
that was a
is great.
huge sponsor for
That's
us.
great.
So yeah, Tioga Tires, everybody that takes care of all of our kids at JNR and all of my kids at JNR. I love you guys. You guys it's been a tough year. We've had a lot of injuries on our JNR team, but we've creeped back up and yeah, we're poised for that national title run. So
Making a comeback.
All right. Oh,
yeah,
good.
man.
Good luck.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
well,
awesome. Thanks for
Right.
coming on,
Yeah.
Nick.
Nick,
Yes.
Jill,
Yeah.
And for
Talk to you guys
rescheduling
soon.
from last week, too.
Yeah.
We appreciate your flexibility.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, anytime, guys.
All right.
Yep.
Bye, Jill.
All right.
Heather Locklear.
Mwah, mwah.
Funny.
All right. Well,
All right.
we appreciate Nick for joining us this evening and you guys for joining us too. Thanks. Take us on out.
All right. Hey, don't forget to get your Only Flats shirts from Dye Job Apparel. I guess we have a web link or something we can share with
His
folks.
Facebook page. Just go to Dye Job Apparel. And
Dye
you can,
Job.
you can get it right off the Facebook page. He'll mail it to you.
All right. There you go.
Or you can, if you're in Michigan, we'll be at Waterford with him.
Yeah. We'll have a handful of them at Waterford Oaks. Make sure you see us early because they go quick.
Yeah.
So do that. But yeah. Hey, we'll be at Waterford this weekend for the state race. And then the next weekend for the Only Flats round 2. So
Yeah, buddy.
got that going on. So
They're gonna
anybody
be
wants
sick of us.
yeah. Anybody wants to get in on that stuff, this Only Flats 46 and over, flat pedal, money open. Check that out. And Nick, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Everybody, we'll see you next Wednesday. Have a great rest of your week. God bless.